Poverty isn't just a lack of money. It's a psychological trap, a behavioral pattern, a mindset that quietly shapes a person's decisions long before they ever notice they're sinking. People don't become poor overnight. Poverty grows slowly in habits, in beliefs, in fears, and in the stories people tell themselves about life and what's possible for them. A person raised in scarcity learns one thing very early: survival, not growth, not strategy, not the long game, just survival. And when your brain is focused on survival, you stop thinking about the future. Why save if emergencies always happen? Why take risks if the consequences could break you? When life trains you to fear loss, you never learn to chase opportunity. That's the first invisible chain of poverty. People stuck in poverty often develop what psychologists call tunneling. When you live with constant pressure, your mind narrows. You only think about today. The bill due tomorrow. The debt collector calling. The broken car. You don't think about investing, learning a skill, building a plan. Not because you're lazy, your brain is overloaded. Poverty steals mental bandwidth. It makes long-term thinking feel like a luxury. Then comes the second trap: comfort in the familiar. Poor people don't stay poor because they want to often. They stay poor because the unfamiliar feels dangerous. Growing requires doing uncomfortable things. Negotiating, asking for more, trying something new, risking failure. But if you grew up punished for mistakes or laughed at for dreaming, you learn to keep your head down. You learn to stay in your lane. You choose the predictable misery over the unpredictable unknown. Poverty teaches fear, and fear builds walls. Another psychological anchor is emotional spending. When life feels empty, stressful, or hopeless, the quickest form of relief becomes buying something small: food, entertainment, gadgets, anything that gives a moment of pleasure. It's not stupidity, it's self-soothing. The poor are often judged for bad spending. But people forget the truth. When your life lacks joy, you start renting it. A short burst of dopamine feels more real than a future that never seems to arrive. Then there's the belief system, the deepest layer of all. People who grow up hearing people like us never make it. Money is evil. Wealthy people cheat. Life is unfair, or dreams are stupid. Internalize those messages. You begin to believe success is for others. Wealth becomes a lottery ticket, not a skill. You subconsciously sabotage yourself because winning contradicts the identity life forced on you. And identity is powerful. You cannot become someone you don't believe you are allowed to be. Poor people often have a broken relationship with time as well. When you grow up with chaos, you learn to react, not to plan. You prioritize urgency over importance. And small problems multiply. You're late, you pay penalties. You lose opportunities. A missed deadline, a missed interview, a missed chance becomes a repeating cycle. Not because you don't care, but because no one taught you how to structure your life. Poverty isn't just financial, it's educational, emotional, and behavioral. Another factor is the environment. People become like the people around them. If everyone you know lives paycheck to paycheck, you think that's normal. If no one around you saves, invests, or starts a business, you don't even see those paths as real options. You mimic the tribe. You stay within the invisible rules of your surroundings. And worst of all, when someone tries to break out, the tribe pulls them back, mocking, doubting, laughing, criticizing. Not because they're evil, but because your growth threatens their excuses. There is also the paradox of opportunity. The poor often have fewer resources to take advantage of opportunities even when they appear. You can't invest if all your money goes to rent. You can't build a business if one unexpected bill wipes you out. You can't take unpaid time to learn a skill if you're working double shifts. Poverty punishes long-term thinking by making short-term survival unavoidable. That's the cruel cycle. But perhaps the biggest psychological reason people stay poor is this: they don't believe they have control. It's learned helplessness. After enough failures, enough disappointments, enough situations where nothing changed no matter how hard they tried, people stop trying. They stop believing effort matters. When someone believes they are powerless, they behave like they are. Poverty becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And yet, the truth is harsh but liberating. Escaping poverty always starts in the mind before it becomes real in life. It starts with taking responsibility, not blame, but responsibility. Responsibility means admitting that your future depends on you, not on luck, not on the government, not on someone rescuing you. Responsibility is the moment you decide to break patterns, not repeat them. Poor people become wealthier the moment they stop seeking comfort and start seeking growth. The moment they stop living for today and start preparing for tomorrow. The moment they stop saying, "I can T," and start asking, "How can I?" The moment they stop thinking in emotions and start thinking in logic. The moment they stop waiting and start building. The moment they stop fearing loss and start chasing possibility. The truth is, poverty has less to do with money than with habits, beliefs, and mindset patterns that were never questioned. And once you see those patterns in yourself, you can break them. You can rewire your relationship with money, with opportunity, with risk, with identity. You can outgrow the story you were born into. People stay poor because their minds were shaped by scarcity. People escape poverty by reshaping their minds for abundance, by learning, by trying, by failing and continuing anyway. Poverty is a cycle, but cycles can be broken the moment a person decides their story won't end the way it started. You don't escape poverty instantly, but you escape it the moment you decide you're done living the way you were taught. The moment you choose growth over fear. The moment you stop surviving and start building. The moment you understand that poverty isn't your destiny, it's just your starting point.